welcome to another yoga studio. I'm Kat, for those of you who haven't tried one of our videos before, and it's great to have everyone on the mat with me today. So today's class is all about a heart opening, lifting, flow. So expect lots of movement to open you through the front of the body, which is great if you feel like you're struggling a little bit with your posture at the moment. So we're actually going to start today's class standing. So just find a place to stand on the mat. Bring your feet in underneath the hips. Maybe just take a little bend in the knees, a shake out with the legs, and then have a little rock from your heels to your toes. Just feel the weight moving through the feet. And then we're settling the feet on the floor, grounding down then from the big toe to the little toe, around the outside edge of the foot all the way into the heel. Stack yourself up so you've got your knees coming in over your ankles, hips over the knees. Keep growing up then through the spine, up through the neck and out to the crown of the head. Maybe give your shoulders a little roll around, and then let your shoulders just drop, melt, settle in down the back of the rib cage. So the hands are going to come onto the belly and onto the chest towards the heart. Keep the shoulders melting away from the ears. Close the eyes if that feels okay. And start to sink, to tune in to the breathing. So we're breathing in and out through the nose if we can. And begin to slow the breathing down. Looking for the movement underneath the hand, underneath the hands with the belly and the chest. Feeling a bit of a rise, a bit of an expansion underneath the hands with the inhale, and letting it release and fall with the exhale. Yeah, just for a few more breaths. And at the end of your exhale, hands, the arms to drop down by your side. And we're going to inhale, squeeze the shoulders in front of you and up to the ear. And then as you exhale, melt them down the rib cage. As you inhale, take them back up the rib cage, in towards the ears. Exhale, melt them in front. So inhale, squeeze them together, take them up. Exhale, melt them down the back. Inhale, bring them up and forwards. Exhale, melt them down the front of the, or melt them away from the ears. So inhale, round and up. Take them back. And then come back up and over to the front. So just moving in a circle one way and then a circle back the other way. And we're going to finish with an inhale up the top and back down the ribs. Bring the fingers onto the shoulders. Inhale, circle the shoulders and the arms up. And round. So just drawing circles forwards. So noticing any releasing, popping, maybe a little bit of clicking that's going on around the shoulders as we start to move the shoulders. Stretching through the muscles, getting the joints to move. We hold so much tension, or so many of us can hold so much tension in our shoulders that quite often they can feel stiff. And then circle back one more time, nice and slow, big circle. Exhale, take it back, draw the shoulders back down by your side, down the sides of the ribs, bring your hands back behind you, and then just gently pull the arms, the hands away, lift the chest. See if you can lift your hands up and away from the hips. A little lift at the chest. And as you exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, chin to chest, round forwards, come all the way down towards the mat. So let the head hang heavy. Maybe bring the hands on the opposite elbows, take a little sway from side to side. And then just let yourself hang. Releasing the hands, breathe out, squeeze the belly in, tuck the tailbone under, curl up. Round all the way up to the crown of the head. Loop the shoulders back, take the hands back behind you. Squeeze them again back away from the hips, lifting the arms up. Imagine someone was just gently holding onto the wrists, lifting them up to the ceiling and then pulling them back. Maybe take that little lift at the chest again, squeeze the glutes in. As you perhaps take the hips a little way forwards. And then exhale, release it, chin to chest, round all the way down towards the floor. Belly and chest back again against the thighs. Let the head hang heavy, maybe bring the hands back on the opposite elbows again. Have a little sway. Yeah, and then when you're ready, release the hands, exhale, roll all the way up. Come up to the crown of the head, shoulders up and back. Clasp the hands behind you one more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades into the middle of the spine, lift the arms up and back. Lift the chest, squeeze the glutes in. So if you spend a lot of time sitting at a desk, sitting in a computer, or maybe doing a job where you're rounding forwards, perhaps gardening or carpentry or anything like that, this is great for opening back out the other way. And then exhale, release. Take the chin down, round all the way down towards the floor. Allow yourself to roll forwards, let the head hang forwards, hands on the opposite elbows. Release the hands, breathe out, roll all the way up. Curl up to the crown of the head, take the shoulders back, clasp the hands one more time, lift the chest. This time we're going to bend the knees. See if you can just take a little bend at the hips as well, fold at the hips, and let the arms fall out away in front of you. Keep the hands clasped together. Exhale, tuck the chin in, round all the way up. Keep the hands together, lift the chest. And then let the hands relax back by your side. Okay, come to the top of your mat if you're not there already, and this time bring the feet together. We're going to inhale, take a big sweep up of the arms, lift the chest up, and then exhale, take it back down towards the floor. Inhale as you take a step back with the right leg, taking the back knee down towards the floor. Sweep the arms up. Lower lunge, circling them all the way back round, come down towards the floor. Bring the left leg back to join the right and come into tabletop. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Take your cow. And then as you exhale, round up, come to cat. So finding a little bit more movement through the spine and the chest than this time. Inhaling to arch, exhaling to round. Push down through the hands, push down through the legs and the feet. A strong foundation to move through the spine with. And focus on the tailbone. And the movement all the way up then through the spine, we're drawing the shoulders back. And then as you curl under, focus again on the tailbone, round all the way up, tuck the chin in. Come back into a tabletop position, tuck the toes under, exhale, lift the hips up, come to downward facing dog. Take any movement then now that feels good in your downward facing dog. So maybe it's a little pedal out with the feet, maybe a little rock, maybe some movement with the hips, and then when you're ready, see if you can let the heels lengthen back to the floor. Big breath in. And then we're going to breathe out, step up with the right leg. Step up with the left leg. So just do whatever you need to bring your feet together at the top of the mat. Exhale to fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees, sweep it all the way up, lift the chest. Exhale, take the hands back down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the chest that little bit, and then step back with the left leg. Again, sweep the arms up into your low lunge. Exhale, circling the arms around, bring the hands down towards the floor, knees back into that tabletop position. Inhale, pull the shoulders back, come to cow, exhale, round. So this time we're going to inhale, come to the cow, reach the arms out in front, come to puppy dog. As you exhale, pull the hands in, round up through the spine and take it back to child's pose. So just moving forwards and backwards, finding that movement through the spine and then taking that position a little bit further. Moving then back, counterbalancing the arch in the spine with the round. So finding a lot of movement through the back, keep reaching the chest out in front, the heart out. So we're going to take that once more, either way. So inhale, squeeze the shoulders back, keep pressing the shoulders away from each other, come to puppy dog, and then pull the hands in, exhale, round up, press the heels, the hips to the heels. Inhale, come back to tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift back up for downward facing dog. So if you need to, give yourself a little pedal out with the feet again, or maybe you feel ready just to hold. Press down through the fingers and the hands. And then when you're ready, we're going to step up with the left leg, bringing the feet to the top. So if you can't quite get there from your down dog, we can always drop the knees back to the floor and then step up. Feet come together at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, find that number 7 shape, maybe the hands are on the shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees, sweep it all the way up. Lift up with the chest, squeeze the glutes in. Exhale, take the hands down towards the floor. So we're going to step back with the right leg. Take the back knee down towards the floor. Lift up, squeeze the chest up, circle the arms back, hands down towards the mat. This time, that left leg comes back and we're going to come into our plank. So we can leave the knees on the floor in a half plank, hips in front of the knees, or tuck the toes under, squeeze the belly and come into our full plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat, so use the knees if it helps. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up, come to cobra. Exhale, release down towards the floor. Inhale, melt the shoulders away from the ears. Pew yourself up off the floor. Exhale, take it back down. Keep the elbows squeezed in and we're just rolling up and down through the spine. Seeing if maybe we can find a little bit more movement through the back and a little bit more lift up with the heart. I'm going to take that one more time. And then exhale, come back to child's pose. Good, reach the hands out in front, push yourself up to tabletop. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Pause it, breathe in. And then when you're ready, breathe out. Bring the right foot up to the front, bring the left foot up to the front. Remember to do whatever you need to get it there. Halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees, flip it all the way up. Lift the chest, bring the arms back past your ears if you can, and then exhale, take it all the way back down towards the floor. Inhale to lift the chest and step back away from with the left leg. Bring the knee to the floor. Sweep the arms up, lift up through the heart. Exhale, circle the arms around, bring the hands down by your right foot. Inhale, come back to plank, whichever version of you want to use. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, come to cobra. Exhale, release. So working through that floating cobra again. Rolling the body up, rolling it back down. So think about that space in the center of the chest, the heart reaching up and out. The lower parts of the body, the feet, the legs, the hips are all grounded down, giving you support here. And then exhale, take it all the way back to child's pose. Take a couple of big breaths in. Shake the arms out if you need to, shake the shoulders out. And then when you're ready, inhale, come back up to your tabletop. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. We want to bring the left foot up to the top of the mat. Bring the right foot up to join it, do whatever you need to get there. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees, sweep all the way up. Lift the chest and then exhale, take it back down towards the mat. We're going to inhale, step back with the right foot. This time keep the back knee lifted if it feels okay and sweep the arms up. Circle them back behind you. Bring the hands round, clasp them together like we did when we were standing. Lift the shoulders up, lift the chest up, pull the shoulders back. Press down through the feet. And then as you exhale, release, take the hands down towards the floor. Step back into plank. Exhale, squeeze the belly in and lower all the way down, or maybe part way down this time. Chaturanga, inhale, lift up cobra, or up dog. Exhale, come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, step up with the right foot, left foot, lift and then fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, come down towards the floor. So inhale, the chest moves away from the thighs as we step back with the left foot. We'll sweep the arms up, find your high lunge. Bring the arms back behind you, clasp the hands together. Pull the shoulder blades back into the middle of the spine. So we're grounding down through the feet, pushing the back heel away. See if maybe you can lift the chest, squeeze those arms up and back a little higher, more. Good. Exhale, release. Bring the hands down towards the floor. Step back to plank. Lower towards the mat. So that can be part way through shadow angle, or maybe it's through the knees and all the way down to the floor. Inhale, cobra, or your up dog, and then exhale, push it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, and then exhale, bring the feet together at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Little bend in the knees, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, take the hands down towards the floor. Inhale, step back with the right foot again, lift the arms up. Open out to warrior two this time. So again, ground down through the feet. Feel the legs pushing down into the floor and the arms start parallel. Look over the front fingers. Take the hands back behind you, clasp them back together, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, see if you can keep the hands behind you and come into your side angle. So keep squeezing the shoulders back, pulling the arms away from you. So we're opening through the chest here. Come all the way up. Release the fingers so you come into extended warrior. And then exhale, straighten through the front leg. Reach forwards, move through to triangle. So working on keeping the legs straight if we can. Don't lock the knees, maybe just a little softness in the knees, but we've not got the knee bent here, the front leg. So maybe that means that left hand's not going to come all the way to the floor. Reach the arm up and then imagine you had your arms clasped back behind you. They're not. There's one to the floor, one to the ceiling, but imagine they're clasped back. So you pull the shoulders back, lift up with the chest. Good, bend the front knee, come all the way up to warrior two, reach the fingertips back, come through to extended warrior again, and then exhale, the hands come all the way down towards the floor. Step back into plank. Remember, work through your version here, squeeze the belly in, lower all the way or part way to the floor, come through cobra, or your up dog, and then exhale, send the hips back to downward facing dog. Step forwards then with the right foot and the left foot. Lift and then fold. Inhale, a little bend in the knees and take the chest all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands down towards the floor. Step back with the left foot. Reach the arms up to lunge and then exhale, come to warrior two. Press down through the feet. Open the inner thighs out, roll them up towards the ceiling. And then clasp the hands back behind you again. Pull the shoulders back. Squeeze the arms back. Breathe out, squeeze the belly in. And take it into side angle. So we're really working on opening through the front of the body, even here. Good. Inhale, release it. Come back to warrior two, straightening through the front leg. Reach forwards, come down into Trikonasana on the other side. So again, right hand to thigh, to calf, to ankle, or maybe the floor. And then reach the left hand up. Imagine you had your hands clasped back behind you. Squeeze the shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the heart. Good. Exhale, bend the knee, come back to warrior two and take it all the way back to extended warrior. Hands are going to come back down towards the floor. Lovely. Step into plank. Squeeze the belly in, lower to the mat. Find your back, bend your heart opener here, and then push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, and then as you exhale, the left foot comes up. Join the feet together to halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. Little bend in the knees as you sweep all the way up. Exhale, take it back down towards the floor. Halfway lift and step back with the right leg. Lift up with the arms, come back to warrior two. Inhale, send it back to extended warrior. And then as you exhale, we're going to come forwards down towards the floor. Come back into side angle. So either supported on the thigh or opening out. See if you can think of drawing those shoulder blades back, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling in your side angle, like we did in triangle. Good. Release the right hand then all the way down towards the floor. Back heel's going to lift. Inhale, reach the left arm up to the ceiling. So breathe out, twist through the belly, and then lift the chest towards the ceiling. Pull the shoulder blades back. Good, left hand towards the floor, step back into plank. Breathe out, work through your flow. So you exhale to lower, inhale to lift the heart, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale to come forwards with the right foot. The feet are together, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Micro bend the knees and sweep it all the way up. Lift up again. Squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, take the hands down towards the mat. Inhale as the left foot reaches back. Fingertips to sky, and then exhale, warrior two. Inhale, and then as you exhale, come forwards. Come back into that side angle. So again, decide where this side you want to be. Is it just gently resting on the thigh or coming towards the floor? And then squeeze the shoulder blades back. Lift the heart, lift the chest to the ceiling. Find that little bit more reach and stretch. Exhale, take the left hand down towards the floor. We're going to inhale, reach the right arm up. Again, pull the shoulder blades back, lift the chest. Good, release the hand down, step back into plank. Squeeze the belly in and work through whichever version of the vinyasa you want to take here. Exhaling, we come back to downward facing dog. Breathing out, step up with the left foot, bring the feet together, lift up with the chest, press the heart forward. Keep pressing the heart forward as you come to fold. Little bend in the knees and sweep it up. Lift the chest. Exhale, take it down towards the floor. So step back with the right foot. Lift up. Open out to warrior two. So again, we're going to inhale, stretch the fingertips back. Exhale through to side angle. This time, see if you can reach your right arm over your ear. Then think of the shoulder blades moving back across the ribs. And then you're going to roll and lift the chest, lift the heart to the ceiling. Good. Send the right hand back. Reach the left hand up and back through to extended warrior. Exhale, bring your hands down towards the floor. Open back through the right heel. Shuffle the left foot then out to the side. Release the back knee towards the floor. Working through our lizard, we're going to melt the shoulders back, lift the chest. Tap the tailbone under. Press the right hip to the floor. And push the left hip back behind you to square the hips out. So we can stay here. Maybe we're going to use a block or a cushion to help bring the floor to us. So we bring to help us bring the elbows down. Maybe we bring the elbows all the way to the floor. Roll the shoulders back, press the chest, the heart forwards. Good, lift yourself back up through onto your hands. Join the feet into plank. Exhale as we take it down through the floor, lifting up with the chest, the heart, however we want, and then push back to downward facing dog. Inhale and down dog. And then as you exhale, step the feet up. So the right foot, then the left foot. Lift out with the heart as you come to halfway lift, and then keep the heart open as we fold. Inhale, micro bend the knees, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, take it back down towards the floor. We're stepping back with the left foot. Reach up through the fingertips, open back out to warrior two. Come forwards into your side angle. And again, see if you can just bring that left arm up and over the ear. Press down through the back foot and reach out through the fingertips. The knees over the ankle. Open the shoulder blades back over the rib cage and lift up with the chest, the heart. Good. Releasing the left hand round, come back all the way through. into that lunge position, we're taking the left knee to the floor, shuffle the right foot out to the side. Fingertips or palms towards the floor as you lift out with the chest here. So the left hip's trying to melt, and then the right hip's just pushing backwards to square forwards to square the hips out. And then if you want, see if you can maybe drop the chest that little bit closer to the floor. So again, bring the floor to you if that helps you to get just that little bit deeper here. So maybe you've got a block, maybe you've got a cushion underneath the arms, or we can try and bring ourselves all the way down to the floor. Just try not to collapse in on yourself here. It can sometimes feel hard to open out, but think about the shoulder blades, again, just melting away and pressing the chest, the heart forwards. Up through the hands, untap the back toes, step back through to your plank, wherever that may be, squeeze the belly in, lower part way or all the way to the floor, and then open out through your cobra or your up dog. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, ground down, and then exhale, step up with the left foot and the right foot. Halfway lift to fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees and sweep it all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to center, squeeze the belly in, sit back through to chair. So we're pressing down through the heels, lifting up with the chest, just squeeze the belly in. Again, try not to drop forwards, think about opening out, lengthening through the crown of the head. Inhale, take it all the way up. Bring your hands down by your side. Root through the right foot. As you exhale, bring the left knee up. Find your balance. And then the left hand's going to come down. Find the left foot. Pull the knee in underneath you. And we're going to hold onto the big toe or around the inside edge of the foot. As you exhale, see if you can take a little tilt forwards, reaching the toes towards the ceiling, coming into your dancer's pose. Don't worry if you lose the balance, it happens. And then maybe the right arm reaches down. Good, reverse it, bringing yourself all the way up. See if you can hug the knee back in towards your chest. Close the eyes. And then take the foot all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take down to the mat. Lift up through with the chest. And then maybe we're going to step back through the right leg and the left leg, or hop, float back to plank, through to chaturanga, or all the way to the mat. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, and then when you're ready, step up or hop up to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Little bend in the knees and sweep it all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart, sit back into chair again. Nice. Squeeze the belly in, squeeze the glutes in, and lift, sink back into the heels. Maybe even give the toes a little wriggle. Lift up with the chest then and look out, let the heart look out, shine out in front. Shoulder blades are just melting away from each other, down the ribs. So the collarbone, the front of the chest is nice and broad. Inhale, push up to standing, reach the arms up. Lift the chest and then exhale, take your hands back down by your side. Exhale, ground down through the left foot. As you exhale, take the right knee up. Bring your right hand down to the right ankle, the right foot. Squeeze the heel up behind you. Reach around. So we're going to hold on to the inside of the foot by the big toe, and then as you exhale, start to take the toes towards the ceiling as you maybe bring yourself forwards. Maybe the left arm reaches out in front. So press the foot into the hand, lift the toes a little higher. Shine the heart out in front. Again, if the balance goes, don't worry about it, just pick it up. See if you can find the pose again. And then when you're ready, we're going to reverse it. Come back. Let go of the foot, bring the knee back up in towards the chest. Plant the foot back down. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, take the hands back down towards the floor, halfway lift. Hop or float back, maybe step back with the left back, then the right foot back to plank, and then chaturanga. Lift up through cobra or up dog. Exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. And then when you're ready, step up or float up towards the top of the mat, halfway lift to fold. Inhale, little bend in the knees and sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, sit back into chair. So again, melt the shoulders away, the shoulder blades away from each other. Open out through the front of the chest. Elbows point away from each other. Sink a little lower. And then as you exhale, push the knees forward so you lift the heels up off the mat. Bring your hips to your heels. Shine the heart forwards. Again, listen up the shoulders away from each other. Broaden out across the front, lifting the chest. See if you can push back into chair. And then as you inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhale, come down towards the floor. So halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then just hop, step, float the feet back to your plank or chaturanga. Lower to the mat, lift up with the chest. And then we're going to press the knees back in towards the floor, walking the hands in. So you can come up onto your knees. Finding a camel pose, we're going to roll the shoulders up and bring it back. Bring the hands onto the lower back, squeeze the glutes in, lift the chest. So we're trying to push the hips out over the knees, using the glute muscles, but focus on the feeling of lifting the chest up. Imagine you had a little golden rope shining, pulling you up towards the ceiling. Good. Release it. And then take the right leg out to the side, pointing the toes away from you. Right hands resting on the thigh. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Lift up and out with the chest. And then as you exhale, keep that feeling of lifting up and out as you slide the right hand down towards the toes. Try not to lean on the legs. Even though we're shining up and out with the heart, we've also got just a little bit of awareness of the core support here. Squeeze the glute muscles in, pushing the hips forwards. Then as you exhale, come back into the middle. Bring the right knee in underneath your hips. Send the hips back. Find your feet with your fingers. Round forwards, child's pose. Maybe take a little rock here. Have a couple of big breaths in. And then when you're ready, exhale, round all the way up. Come back up onto your knees. So just squaring the knees out underneath the hips. We're going to come into our camel pose first. So hands on the lower back. Press through the tops of the feet. Inhale, send the hips forwards, lift the chest. So again, think about reaching up and out from the upper part of the body. The glutes are supporting you, pushing your hips forwards for support. The hands can stay here on the back, or we're going to reach the fingers back behind. So maybe we're just taking the hands away and the fingertips reach towards the heels. Maybe they come all the way back and we keep the chest lifted. Look perhaps towards the ceiling or out in front of you. Keep squeezing the glutes in and lifting the heart up. Good, hands onto your lower back as you push yourself up. Take the left leg out to the side. Stretch the toes away from you. Bring the left hand to rest on the thigh. Inhale, reach the right arm up. And then we're we're going to exhale, lean over into our gate pose on the other side. So remember, there's a little bit of awareness with the glutes pushing in, the core engaging, so we're not leaning all our weight onto that left leg, and then the heart wants to shine out and up to the ceiling. So a big stretch through the side, but we're also trying to stay open and lifted and supported. Good, exhale, release, come back into the center. Send the hips back to the heels. And take another nice child's pose. So child's pose is just going to be make your own. Maybe the knees want to stay together. Maybe there's a little bit more room for us to move forwards if the knees open. The arms can reach in front, they can come around by feet, or maybe they even just want to cushion the head. So breathe deep. Let the belly, let the chest expand towards your thighs. Breathe all the way down into your tailbone. And then when you're ready, we're going to breathe in, squeezing the belly in, rounding up. Just take your time, lifting the head. And then we're going to come back forwards to that tabletop position. And then sweeping the feet one way, or perhaps the hips the other, so you can sit back, or just crossing the feet and you can roll back into a seated position. Extend the legs out in front, just shuffling a little way up towards the top of the mat if you need to. And then exhale, squeeze the belly in, roll back towards the floor. Open the arms back out, take a big stretch out from fingers to toes. And then we're going to open the arms out and around to the side. So you make a cross on the floor. So just take a moment here before we move on to a little bit of core or ab work, just to think about sliding the shoulder blades in underneath you, snuggling them in under the heart, and then pressing the arms and the hands back into the floor. So we find a little bit of opening through the front of the body, just broadening through the collarbones and the top of the chest. Take a couple of breaths in here. And then when you're ready, bring the hands around. So they're going to support the head. Maybe the thumbs just come in under the base of the skull. And we still feel the connection of the shoulders and the elbows towards the floor. Exhale, squeeze the belly in so you start to push the lower back into the floor. And the next breath out, we're going to roll the chin to the chest. Bring the right elbow to the left knee. So we pull the left knee up and towards the chest. Inhale, take it back and down, open out through the elbows. Exhale, chin to chest, right elbow and left knee come together. Sorry, other way around, twisting the other way, sorry. So exhale, chin to chest, left knee, right elbow. Take it down, press the elbows back. Exhale, chin to chest through the left elbow, right knee. Inhale, take it back. So we're just twisting from side to side. And each time we inhale and lower, just think about opening the heart and pressing the elbows back. So there's a little bit of that opening through the body in between the crunch. go 3 more to either side. So 3, 2, and then last one. Right knee comes in, and then left knee. Take it all the way down. Release the arms back out. Sweep the arms back past your head. Palms face up towards the ceiling. Stretch out from fingers to toes. And then take it the other way. Hug the knees up and in towards your chest. Maybe rock, maybe draw some little circles with the knees. See if you can just feel that as the knees come into the center and they melt towards the heart in stillness. See if you can just feel that the whole of the back perhaps resting towards the floor. And even though we're hugging the knees in, maybe the shoulder blades feel like they can just drop and melt back. When you're ready, we're going to come up to sitting. So maybe you roll onto your left side, push yourself up, maybe you exhale, roll up through the spine and bring yourself all the way up to a seated position. Extend the legs out in front, bring the right knee up in towards your chest and then cross the right knee over the left. Sit tall, roll the shoulders back and press your heart, your chest towards the knee. As you exhale, we're going to keep thinking of that connection between the knee and the chest as we exhale and twist. So keep the body open here. Shoulder blades melting away from each other. The collarbone is broad. Inhale, sit a little bit taller, and then as you exhale, twist and bring the fingertips back behind you. And as you twist, we're going to just roll that right shoulder back so it sort of starts to wrap into the middle of the spine. So even though we're twisting here, we're still thinking about that opening through the top, the front of the body. Flex the left toes, push into the right big toe. Inhale, release it. Come all the way around the other way. Take the left hand back behind you. Roll through onto that left hip. Circle the right arm around. Reach up with the right fingertips and maybe we even take the left hip up off the floor. And release. Come back the other way. Come into the center. Releasing the right foot. Take the right leg back behind you. So we've got the heel, the knees trying to come in line with the hip. Excuse me. And we're just stretching then out through the hip joint. Trying to look up. Make sure you're looking after the ankle, the knee and the hip. If this really doesn't work with this position, release the foot. Come around and bring the right leg in front of you. Maybe in this position you'd also like to just put a block or a cushion underneath the hips. So we're opening ourselves out, looking through the center of the knees. Inhale, reach up with the right arm. And then as you exhale, see if you can just slide and open out over the left leg. Left foot's flexed. Maybe you find the toes, maybe the arm stretches out towards the wall in front. But then think of the left shoulder just melting away from the spine as you open the shoulder, the heart towards the ceiling. Right shoulder is melting back into the back. Just coming into a seated gate pose here. And then as you inhale, sit yourself up. Release the right leg, stretch it out in front. Hug the left knee up in towards you, cross it over the right thigh. Sit nice and tall, and again, lengthen up through the spine and press the chest and the heart forward. So we're starting to reach and find a connection with the knee in front. Stay wrapping around the legs as you exhale, twist to the left. The left hand's going to come back behind you, and as you do it, roll the left shoulder, drop it back down and wrap it around the rib cage. Right shoulder is stretching away from the spine as we broaden out through the collarbone. Press through the left big toe, flex the right foot. Think about inhaling, lifting the chest, sitting tall. Exhaling, maybe we twist a little more. Good. Exhale, release. Come back into the middle, twist the other way. Take the right hand down towards the floor. Inhale, reach the left fingers up, and maybe we just lift up onto the hip away from the floor. And then release. Take it back down. Crossing the left leg. So again, if you can, it's going to start to open out behind you. Remember, if that doesn't work, come into head to knee pose, Shani Shasana, with the foot on the inside of the right leg. Looking out to the side, away from the top of the mat. Inhale, reach the left arm up, and then exhale, stay open as you bring it down over the right leg. So think about twisting, opening the chest, the heart to the ceiling. So we're not collapsing and rounding down towards the mat. That left shoulder stays reaching towards the spine, and the right shoulder is dropping away from the spine, keeping us broad and open through the front. Just push back through the left hip. Noticing perhaps the stretch in the leg or the side of the body and the hips. And then when you're ready, inhale, sit up. Releasing the left leg back out in front. Reach the fingertips back behind you. So just walking them away a little bit, melt the shoulders down the spine, lift the chest. So grow out all the way through to the crown of the head. And then release the fingertips. And we're just going to take a little roll all the way back towards the mat. Opening the arms out to the side. Just give yourself a little windscreen wipe with the knees. Exhaling as the knees roll one way. And then the other way. And then come back into the center. Bring your feet just in front of your hips. Bring your hands back round by your side. Tuck your tailbone under, lift the chest up, lift the hips up, come through to bridge pose. Melt the shoulders back down, tuck them in underneath you. Maybe the palms roll up to the ceiling as you lift. Send the heart out and up, lifting up with the hips. Exhale, release. Take it all the way down towards the floor. This time we're going to then just send the feet up towards the ceiling. Just wriggling the hips away. Maybe supporting around the backs of the legs, then the toes up. Just draw some tiny little circles with the toes on the ceiling. And then circle back the other way. So we're going to come into relaxation to finish here. So maybe just bringing the knees back in towards the chest as you pause for a moment, give yourself a little rock. Maybe there's another little stretch or release you'd like to take somewhere. So for Shavasana today, you can stay on your back in your that sort of more traditional lying pose, whether it's with the knees bent or the legs straight out in front, or we can take a Viparita Karomi, our legs up against the wall. So if you have a wall space just close by that you'd like to come and use, or maybe you need to take the video with you to find a space, we're just going to come all the way up against the wall, taking the hands back behind you, and then see if you can lower yourself down, sweeping the legs up towards the ceiling. So it might be that you need to take a bend in the knees here. Maybe you actually need to move yourself further away from the wall to perhaps release a little bit of tension in the back. If you've gone to the wall and then once you get there you decide that actually that's not for you, just come back to lying in your not lying in a corpse pose or with a bent knee on the mat. Either way, wherever you are, let your arms flop out to the side. Broaden through the collarbones again as you just wriggle the shoulder blades in underneath you, supporting the heart. And then melt everything back towards the floor. You're up against the wall, let your legs feel heavy against the wall. Closing your eyes. And then start to follow the breathing. When you're ready, just let the breathing come back to normal. The mind completely switches off. So just pausing for a last few moments here, whichever position you've chosen for Shavasana. Allowing the body to just absorb all the hard work you practice. Gently start to move your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet. If you're lying on the floor, then maybe just take your arms back past your head and take a full body stretch. If you've had your legs up against the wall, then just start to slide your feet down against the wall. Push your feet into the wall as you float your arms back past your head, taking a little stretch there. And then wherever you are, hug your knees up in towards your chest. Maybe you can take a little rock here. And then very slowly just roll yourself round onto your side. Keeping your eyes closed if you can as you push yourself up into a comfortable seated position. So just sitting however feels best for you right now. Sit tall, relax your shoulders. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up, bring the palms together at the top. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your center, bowing your head to your fingers. As you seal your practice in with Namaste. Good, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that and you feel a little bit more open across the top of your body, and that has maybe helped perhaps whatever work it is that you've been doing through today. If you did like the video, give it a thumbs up, and remember you can also always leave a comment or a question below, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat in the future. So if you'd like to join me again, hit subscribe to stay up to date for when all our videos come out. All right, take care now, bye.